been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of Daliman, I never concentrated on my pie man. Every day you see me sucking it around, around. But my money been stay on my mind. See, you listen to my story, that's a wrong for your eye. For the talk must say it, there is nothing we can hide. The time me say this. I was ready going by. Every day I looking hungry, my whole day getting dry. My face missing me, I can't give the new track. I living at the crossroad, no. I overlook, put my life into actions. Anything you know and you know that you don't have it, it's your state of daddy man. So this is from that habit. So my brother and my sister is my measure. Yomo I was living in the state of daddy man. I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me passing around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. Every day you see me sorting it around. But my money been stay on my mind. And we all have a habit that it should make you happy. But the other habit making plenty people ugly. Some friends we have, most of them tend to papi. Sumo body on the top of the crazy. Making people feel they alone in a hardship. It really getting serious to destroy our future. Take it to be fun, it not happen to your brother. If you were someone man, tell me you can feel bad. You suffer now more, at the end they look at. See the friend getting standing there, they quota. So they drink, they get drunk, people take away their pride. I saw everything on the street and the black. All that I did, I always pray to God for change. So my picking open ball, may your soul rest in peace. They all always say experience the best teacher. For things to be better, put your life on the focus. Because of stupid net, people calling you so cool. Parents send you to school, you can't even help your people. I was living in the state of Daliman. I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me passing around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of Daliman, I never concentrated on my buying man. Every day you see me sorting it around. But my money been stay on my mind. And you see the life you live, it depends on yourself. Don't put yourself in something at the end you regret. People talking your own good, every day you get invest. You looking reckless, nobody showing you respect. I was locked up, I was hooked up, people never thought I'd wake up. They went too far, accusing me for generator. Sometimes I used to wonder why my life is getting better. Friends and relatives started giving cool shooter. I never had a time looking for a family member. I suck in it from January to December. My fans started calling me, but I'm your baby, what's up? We feeling so fresh, Crystal and Lil Bishop. Nothing new from the rapper. My baby Juliana take a walk to the altar. I saw things, even walk through the fire. Things Alfonso Flomo in my face across the border. DJ Azobo, I can't forget your master. Sasu boy, yeah, forever. When I was living in the state of Daliman, I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me passing around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of Daliman, I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me sucking it around. But my money been stay on my mind. Explain about this, yo. All LRB promotion stations say no to drugs, you know what I mean? And yo,
the pro on the beat.
Yeah. I kept quiet for years. Ayo, now I'm back, you people beware. Sasu boy, talk much empire warrior. Master Pro, a fool.
Master Pro on the beat.
In the state of Daliman, I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me passing around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of Daliman, I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me sucking it around. But my money been stay on my mind. See, you listen. listen to my story, tears will run from your eye. From the talk must say that there is nothing we can hide. The time me say the scene, I was ready going by. Every day I looking hungry, my whole day getting dry. My face missing me, I can't give the new track. I living at the crossroad, no who advice. I'm wasting my time, I never knew could delay. Kubacho, mama son thought of this. I went to Sakon, so the time for full face. Saying how making friends, it's not about habit, but some friendship you made. But sometimes put you into rubbish. I remember in school, I used to be very happy reading books, making friends. Was all that I pride say I got to know a friend who are into bad habit. Things I overlook, put my life into arches. Anything you know and you know that you don't have it, it's a state of daddy man, so this is from that habit. So my brother and my sister is my measure, yomo yeah it. I will live in a state of daddy man, daddy man. I never concentrated on my buying man, buying man. Like every day you see me passing yeah around. But my money business stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man, buying man. Like every day you see me sorting it around, but my money business stay on my mind. We all have a habit that it should make you happy, but the other habit making plenty people ugly. Some friends we have, most of them tend to papi. Sumo body on the top and let it crazy, making people feel they alone in the hardship. It really getting serious to destroy our future. Take it to be fun, it not happen to your brother. If you were someone man, tell me you can feel bad. You suffer now more, at the end they look at. See the fresh getting standing near the quota. So they drink, they get drunk, people take away their pride. I saw everything on the street and the black. All that I did, I always pray to God for change. To my picking open ball, may your soul rest in peace. They all always say experience the best teacher. For things to be better, put your life on your focus. Because of stupid net, people calling you so cool. Parents send you to school, you can't even help your people. I was living in the state of daddy man. I never concentrated on my buying man. Like every day you see me passing around. But my money business stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. Like every day you see me sorting it around, but my money business stay on my mind. And yo, see the life you live, it depends on yourself. Don't put yourself in something at the end you regret. People talking your own good, every day you get invest. You looking reckless, nobody showing you respect. I will lock out, I will hook up, people never thought I wake up. They went too far, accusing me for generator. Sometimes I used to wonder why my life is getting better. Friends and relatives started giving cool shooter. I never had a time looking for a family member. I suck in it from January to December. My fans started calling me, but I'm your baby, what's up? We feeling so fresh, Crystal and Lil Bishop. Nothing new from the rapper. My baby Juliana take a walk to the altar. I saw things, even walk through the fire. Things Alfonso Flomo in my face across the border. DJ Azobo, I can't forget Master. Sasu boy, yeah forever. Living in the state of daddy man. I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me passing around. But my explain about this. Yo, all LRB promotion stations say no to drugs, you know what I mean? And yo,
Master Pro on the beat.
Yeah. Yeah. I kept quiet for years. Ayo, now I'm back, you people beware. Sass boy, talk much empire warrior. Master Pro, a fool.
Master Pro on the
When I was
beat.
living in the state of daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me passing around, but my money business stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me sucking it around, but my money business stay on my mind. See, you listen to my story, tears will run from your eye. From the talk must say that there is nothing we can hide. The time me say the scene, I was ready going by. Every day I looking hungry, my whole day getting dry. My friends missing me, I can't give the new track. I living at the crossroad, no who advice. I'm wasting my time, I never knew could delay. Kubacho, mama son thought of base. I went to Sakon, so the time for Fuefe. Saying hi, making friends. It's not a bad habit, but some friendship you made. But sometimes put you into rubbish. I remember in school, I used to be very happy reading books, making friends. Was all that I practiced. I got to know a friend who are into bad habits. Things I overlook, put my life into arches. Anything you know and you know that you don't have it, it's your state of daddy man. So this is from that habit. So my brother and my sister is my measure, yomo yeah. I was living in the state of daddy man. Daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. Buying man. Like every day you see me passing yeah around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. Buying man. Like every day you see me sorting it around. Yeah around. But my money been stay on my mind. And we all have a habit that it should make you happy. But they all have it making plenty people ugly. Some friends we have, most of them tend to papi. Sumo body on the top of the crazy. Making people feel they alone in a hardship. It rather get the serious to destroy our future. Take it to be fun, it not happen to your brother. If you were someone man, tell me you can feel bad. You suffer now more, at the end they look at. See the friend get there, standing there, they quota. So they drink, they get drunk, people take away their pride. I saw everything on the street and they black. All that I did, I always pray to God for change. To my picking open ball, may your soul rest in peace. They all always say experience the best teacher. For things to be better, put your life on the focus. Because of stupid net, people calling you Soko. Parents send you to school, you can't even help your people. I was living in the state of daddy man. Daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. Buying man. Like every day you see me passing yeah around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. Buying man. Like every day you see me sucking it around. Yeah around. But my money been stay on my mind. And you see the life you live. It depends on yourself. Don't put yourself in something at the end you regret. People talking your own good every day you get invest. You looking reckless, nobody showing you respect. I will lock up, I will hook up. People never thought I'd wake up. They went too far, accusing me for generator. Sometimes I used to wonder why my life ain't getting better. Friends and relatives started giving cool shooter. I never had a time looking for a family member. I suck in it, January to December. My friends started calling me. But I'm your baby, what's up? We feeling so fresh, Crystal and Lil Bishop. Nothing new from the rapper. My baby Juliana take a walk to the altar. I saw things, even walk through the fire. Things Alfonso Flomo in my face across the border. DJ Azobo, I can't forget your master. Sasu boy, yeah forever. Living in the state of daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me passing yeah around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me sucking it around, yeah around. But my money been stay on my mind. Explain about this, yo. All LRB promotion stations say no to drugs, you know what I mean? And yo.
Master Pro on.
Good evening, everybody. Indeed, living in a state of dilemma is a state of complete confusion, a state that make a person to lose their self identity. And it's good to be on your screen once more. It's been a long time coming. And my name is Vanny T. Carter. And today is a very beautiful and blessed day, and we are happy to be here. Today, I'm going to be taking you through this all important session of the first edition of Premier Talk on your screen. And if you are just joining us, we want to say you just have a seat. It's a long run, but we promise not to be here too long. But again, we're going to spend some quality time here as we draw you through this topic and this discussion this evening. So today, I'm here along with John Donto. I don't know, Studio. You can project the names. I want you to show our names. I don't know. We don't see our names here. Try to put our names up so that the audience can, you know. Thank you. Now I see my name. Vanity Carter is my name, and I also have John Donto who is joining me right from Rwanda. Uh, so it's beautiful. We are still waiting for our guests, and as we wait for our guests this evening, it's very much important that we say a happy new month to all of you following us, and we want to say that if you are celebrating your birthday in the month of March, because for me tomorrow is my birthday, so it's a good thing that I'm already here, starting the celebration right on camera. But if you are celebrating your birthday in March, we want to say happy birthday to you. Uh, Many more years to come and celebrate in happiness and peace. I just want to get a little introduction from John Donto quickly. John Donto, welcome to the show. And you are joining us from Rwanda. Can you tell what's going on from that part of the world? Hello, John.
Thank you, thank you. How are you doing? It's actually good to be here once again. As we are here today on this powerful topic to enlighten this people mind. Uganda is very awesome. As you can see, us who are in Uganda, we are always on time. Uh, Things here in Uganda is actually okay. But to be a student all around the world, there's a challenges with it already. But we shall conquer with
Of
the
course,
king
of
will say
course.
we shall conquer. Yeah, yeah.
Of course, definitely. And we have a lot of people joining us right now. I see Yadini C. Williams. Happy belated birthday to you, Yadini. I see Alaska Page joining from Liberia. And just keep your comments coming in as we wait for our guests this evening. Today, again, we are going to talk on a topic, uh, but it's more of an opinion based topic, wherein you give your opinion. You might not want to agree with what I say today on the platform. I too might not agree with other people, but again, at the end of the day, it's all about Liberia. That's our country. That is where we always want to be. We always want to see the best. And let me get your impression before we get into the show this evening. What's your expectation from the show tonight, John?
My expectation, I'm expecting people to take this message very seriously, and for some of our victims to see it as a wake up call, to disease from whatsoever habit they are into.
That's perfect.
Thank
That's
you.
perfect. And the issue of drugs, marijuana, or whatsoever illicit drugs in our country is a very, very trending issue. It's even a national disaster. So it's always important that, we gather here and have these kind of discussions, uh, as it's very important for our country and for the youthful population of our country. While we anticipate our guests, I just want to go quickly into giving this show a context this evening. And yes, of course, if you are just joining us again, you can keep your comments coming in. And tonight, we're also going to be listening to our audience because, like I said, this is based on opinion, okay? What's your opinion about the topic tonight? We posted the flyer, the flyer is out there. And we have been having a whole lot of statement, when it comes to the issue of drugs. People say, you know what, the government is not doing, it's trying actually, but I think government need to put more effort. We should blame the government for the increasement in the zogos, as we call them, those at risk youth. Okay, some people say, you know what, let's stop that. The government is actually trying. Let's look at the home. Okay, we should blame parents. Parents have a major role to play, and as such, they should train their children in a way that when they grow, they will not disease. So there's a whole debate about who's to be blamed here. So today we have a topic here, and it's more of an opinion, like I said from the beginning of our discussion, that we're gonna look at opinion tonight. And there's a very big topic here, a question more like, and it says, is school crisis the failure of the home or the state? Okay, so now we need to answer this question on this show tonight. That's the reason we came with two different guests tonight. We are anticipating their entrance into the studio very soon, to give their own perspective when it comes to which side. You know, will you say that the issue of kush or marijuana or drugs in general, illicit drugs or harmful drugs in general, is the failure of homes? Are you saying that parents need to do more, or what are you saying tonight? Are you saying that it's the failure of the state? The state need to close the border. These people pass through the border. Is that what you are saying to us tonight? We want to hear your view on this kind of issue, as it's a national emergency, and it calls for discussion like this. So basically, I just want to give a little bit of context to this discussion. John will come back. We are still waiting for our audience. I mean, our guests, and we'll come back. But I just want to give a little bit of a context to the discussion we are having today. Uh, you know, this is more paradoxical. When I say paradoxical, it's more of the opposite. Okay. Now, one may ask a question. Why is the problem of drugs, the problem of illegal drugs, or substances or substance abuse among youth, uh, is growing? Why is it growing despite the government interventions? Government have intervened, through the LDA and other security apparatus when it comes to this issue of drugs. So why is it that this is still growing? These are questions that comes to our mind, and these are things that we want to look at. I want to go further by giving some level of statistics. Now, according to the National Youth Policy and Action Plan, that runs from 2005 up to 2009, and this document was published on the 11th of November 2025. And there are certain key statistics or information that we need to digest as we, just give a broader concept of the whole discussion tonight. First and foremost, this document highlighted, probably the studio can just do an overlay of that portion. This doc this document highlighted that 75% of Liberia's population, 75% of Liberia population is under 35. This means that Liberia as a country has a very huge youthful population. The age of a youth is mostly from uh, 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 how do we call it, 18 all the way to 35. So this statistic says that 75% of Liberia's population is under 35. Now, it also emphasized that these people emphasize that the future of our country, Liberia, we run from the democratic governance all the way to the economic stability. It lies in the hands of the young people. Okay, this future lies in the hands of the young people. Therefore, it's very cardinal. If drugs is a national emergency and the future lies within national emergency for young people, and the future lies in the hands of young people, then this is the call for emergency action. A lot of action need to be taken from the end of government to the homes. Now, there are a lot of things that we need to cite from this document. A lot of things were cited, by the way. They talk about unemployment, underemployment of youth. That's a topic for another day. We might want to look into those kind of issue in days to come. The unemployment, the underemployment. But now our attention today, and this is a major segment of that document that talks about drugs and substance abuse in Liberia. I think it's on the screen. You can see it. Drugs and substance abuse in Liberia. Now, there are key things they mention under this drugs and substance abuse. A very fundamental one is that they said that drugs or substance abuse among the young people have reached an alarming level, which means that it's not anything that we can play with. No, we can no longer say that this thing is just starting. It's alarming. It calls for our attention. Now, they also may mention that there have been increase. Okay, there have been increase. The word they use here is proliferation. That has been increase in ghettos in Liberia, and precisely they stress on the issue of the marijuana, which we call the Kush. Okay, the Kush is one of the major drugs that was stressed from this report, and therefore our attention this evening has been drawn to that drugs, to the issue of Kush, especially when it comes to the young people, our future, the future of Liberia. From this statistic, as you can see clearly, that 75% of the population of Liberia are young people. So therefore, if drugs is gradually setting in as or epidemic, is something that we need to discuss, and furthermore try to find or recommend to government on how these things can be tackled. Now there are a whole lot of strategies that uh, they put there. Maybe Studio, you can bring in the next slide of this document, the next one. There are a whole lot of strategies that were put in that they put in for the issue of drugs. Just overlay the next slide and then we move. There are a whole lot of strategies that the government of Liberia put in for this issue of drugs. But we will want to look at those strategies as well in our discussion tonight. We want to look at those strategies. And while we anticipate our guests again, we don't have them at the moment, but we want to move quickly. John Otto, you have listened to me. I talk about. I just gave a context of our discussion this evening. What do you make of that? Like I talk about the issue of the youthful population being 75%. I talk about the issue of the marijuana, which is the kush that is trending in our society. What do you make of all of that, and what can you give as an introduction or introductory statement to what I've said just now?
Yeah, thank you so kindly. I'm so sorry. I tried to put the video on, but due to the internet system now, it will be breaking while my voice will be behind. So, I beg you people to pardon me. So, on the issue of that, the introductory aspect of Kush, the first thing people out there should understand what is Kush. If you don't know about what we are talking about, then actually people out there won't get the picture. So we say opening a kush is an opening farming statement, which is a strong claim. Kush crisis is not just a drugs problem in our country. Kush is a narcotic drugs that harm, destroy, and kill people very fast in our country and around the world. So Kush crisis is not just a drugs problem. It is a social breakdown problem. It reflects gaps in family structure, economic opportunity, border controls, and young identity. So for the introductory aspect, while we are still waiting our panelists for today, Kush is a very harmful drug, and I'm urging everyone out there not to even play around Kush. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Kush is a very harmful substance and is urging everyone out there to stay away from Kush. While we wait for our guests to ush in again, I want the studio to play that music, State of Dalima. I want to listen to that music one more time while we anticipate our guests very quickly. Uh, there's something that we should resonate. There's a message in that song that I want the audience to listen to. Can you play the song State of Dalima quickly as we move to the next segment of this program?
back, you people beware. Sasu boy, talk much, empire worry it all. Master Pro, a fool.
Master Pro on the
I was
beat.
living in the state of Daddy man. I never concentrated on my buy man. But every day you see me passing around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of Daddy man. I never concentrated on my buy man. But every day you see me sucking it around. But my money been stay on my mind. See, you listen to my story, tears will run from your eye. From the talk must say that there is nothing we can hide. The time me say the scene, I was ready going by. Every day I looking hungry, my whole day getting dry. My face missing me, I can't give the new track. I living at the crossroad, no who advice. I'm wasting my time, I never knew could delay. Kubacho, mama stand thought of this. I went to Sakon, so the time for fuefe. Saying hi, making friends. It's not about habit, but some friendship you made. But sometimes put you into rubbish. I remember in school, I used to be very happy reading books, making friends. Was all that I pride say I got to know a friend who are into bad habits. Things I overlook, put my life into arches. Anything you know and you know that you don't have it, it's your state of daddy man. So this is from that habit. So my brother and my sister is my measure, yomo yeah. I was living in the state of daddy man. I never concentrated on my buy man. But every day you see me passing around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of daddy man. I never concentrated on my buy man. Every day you see me sucking it around. But my money been stay on my mind. And we all have a habit that it should make you happy. But they all a habit making plenty people ugly. Some friends we have, most of them tend to papi. Sumo body on the top and let it crazy. Making people feel they alone in a hardship. It really getting serious to destroy our future. You can feel bad, you suffer now more. At the end, they local. See the friend getting sitting near the quota. So they drink, they get drunk, people take away their pride. I saw everything on the street and the black. All that I did, I always pray to God for change. To my picking open ball, may your soul rest in peace. They all always say experience the best teacher. For things to be better, put your life on the focus. Because of stupid net, people calling you Soko. See? Parents send you to school, you can't even help your people. I was living in the state of daddy man. I never concentrated on my buy man. But every day you see me passing around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of daddy man. I never concentrated on my buy man. But every day you see me sucking it around. But my money been stay on my mind. And yo, see the life you live, it depends on yourself. Don't put yourself in something at the end you regret. People talking your own good, every day you get invest. You looking reckless, nobody showing you respect. I was locked up, I was hooked up, people never thought I'd wake up. They went too far, accusing me for generator. Sometimes I used to wonder why my life ain't getting better. Friends and relatives started giving cool shooter. I never had a time looking for a family member. I suck in it from January to December. My fans started calling me, but I'm your baby, what's up? We feeling so fresh, Crystal and Lil Bishop. Nothing new from the rapper. My baby Juliana take a walk to the altar. I saw things, even walk through the fire. Things Alfonso Flomo in my face across the border. DJ Azobo, I can't forget your master. Sasu boy, yeah, forever. When I was living in the state of daddy man. I never concentrated on my buy man. But every day you see me passing around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of daddy man. I never concentrated on my buy man. But every day you see me sucking it around. But my money been stay on my mind. Ayo, explain about this. Yo, all LRB promotion stations say no to drugs, you know what I mean? And yo,
Master Pro on the beat. Yeah. I kept quiet for years. Ayo, now I'm back, you people beware. Sasu boy, talk much, empire worry it all. Master Pro,
a fool.
Master Pro on
When I
the
was
beat.
living in the state of Daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me passing yeah around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of Daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me sucking it around, yeah around. But my money been stay on my mind. See, you listen to my story, tears will run from your eye. From the talk must say that there is nothing we can hide. The time me say the scene, I was ready going by. Every day I looking hungry, my whole leg getting dry. My face missing me, I can't give the new track. I living at the crossroad, no good advice. I'm wasting my time, I never knew could delay. Kubacho, mama son thought of this. I went to Sakon, so the time for full face. Saying how making friends, it's not about habit, but some friendship you made. But sometimes put you into rubbish. I remember in school, I used to be very happy reading books, making friends. Was all that I pride say I got to know a friend who are into bad habits. Things I overlook, put my life into arches. Anything you know and you know that you don't have it, it's your state of daddy man. So this is from that habit. So my brother and my sister is my measure. Yeah, I was living in the state of daddy man. Daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me passing yeah around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me sucking it around, yeah around. But my money been stay on my mind. See, we all have a habit that it should make you happy. But the other habit making plenty people ugly. Some friends we have, most of them tend to papi. Sumo body on the top and let it crazy. Making people feel they alone in the hardship. It really get the serious to destroy our future. Take it to be fun, it not happen to your brother. If you were someone man, tell me you can feel bad. You suffer now more, at the end they look at. See the friend get there, standing there, they put a song, they get drunk, people take away their pride. I saw everything on the street and the black. All that I did, I always pray to God for change. To my picking open ball, may your soul rest in peace. They all always say experience the best teacher. For things to be better, put your life on the focus. Because of stupid net, people calling you so cool. Parents send you to school, you can't even help your people. I was living in the state of daddy man. I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me passing yeah around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. Every day you see me sucking it around, yeah around. But my money been stay on my mind. And you see the life you live, it depends on yourself. Don't put yourself in something at the end you regret. People talking your own good, every day you get invest. You looking reckless, nobody showing you respect. I will lock out, I will hook up, people never thought I wake up. They went too far, accusing me for generator. Sometimes I used to wonder why my life ain't getting better. Friends and relatives started giving cool shooter. I never had a time looking for a family member. I suck in it from January to December. My friends started calling me, but I'm your baby, what's up? We feeling so fresh, Crystal and Lil Bishop. Nothing new from the rapper. My baby Juliana take a walk to the altar. I saw things, even walk through the fire. Things that want to flow in my face across the border. DJ Azabo, I can't forget your master. Sasu boy, yeah forever. When I was living in the state of daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me passing yeah around. But my money been stay on my mind. When I was living in the state of daddy man, I never concentrated on my buying man. But every day you see me sucking it around, yeah around. But my money been stay on my mind. Explain about this, yo. All LRB promotion stations say no to drugs. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much, Studio, for playing that song. Again, I wanted us to listen to that song because that song is a perfect reflection of what we are discussing here today. A state of dilemma or confusion state. And this is a state that most young people go through, especially when you are addicted to drugs like the marijuana or the kush that we are talking today. John, can you put on your camera so we can continue the show? Oh, guys, we have our one of our guests already with us. And it's important, it's always the saying in our Liberian tradition or English, we say, I don't know what is Liberian tradition. English. Somebody just correct me in the comment section. Uh, it says ladies before gentlemen. So it's very good that we have the lady already with us. And by the way, we also have Abdullah. Abdullah is already in studio, and we have no time to waste again. We have already spent much time here. So, studio, can you usher in our guests? Thank you, Abdullah. Thank you, Hawa, for joining. It's a pleasant good evening to you guys. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Abdullah, how are you? How are you doing this evening? Hello, Abdullah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm getting you now. I'm getting you now.
Yeah. How are you doing this evening? How is Liberia?
Liberia is fine. We are here. Everything's fine. How's your end?
Yeah, all is good, all is well. Let's get a very quick introduction from you. Who is Abdullah? Very quickly, our audience want to know. So let's get a very quick introduction from you, maybe 30 seconds.
Okay, so basically, I'm Abdullah M. Kuka, a student of the EMU Zana University reading criminal justice there, and a senior level student right now, and anticipating graduation come semester. Okay, so there where I am.
Thank you, Abdullah. We want to move quickly to Hawa. Hawa, can we get a very quick introduction from you?
Am I clear?
Yeah, you are very clear.
Okay, so
No, Hawa, we can hear you. Please try to adjust a little bit. We can hear you.
Good evening. How you guys getting me now?
Yeah, very clear, very
yeah,
clear.
yeah.
Okay, I'm Hawa Jalibar, a student of the African Methodist Episcopal University, popularly known as AMU, reading criminal justice with emphasis in law enforcement. And I'm happy to be on here today.
Thank you so much, Hawa. Thank you so much, Abdullah, for joining us this evening. We're happy to have you. This is Premier Television, and as part of what we do, we host this type of show, this kind of session to talk to our Liberian people, engage with them on very important issues. The topic this evening is push or crisis of is push crisis the failure of the home or the state? This is an opinion based topic we are having this evening. So, like I said from the beginning of the show, folks, you may not want to agree with what I say on the show today. Okay, you may not want to agree with Abdullah's own opinion, but that's the reason why we're going to open up the phone lines so that you guys can come in with your own opinion on this question. Okay, so everyone is pushing their own opinion here, and at the end of the day, we will all come to one conclusion because it's all about Liberia, and we want to see the best. So let's start with you, Abdullah. What do you make of this question? Let's first get your introduction on the whole topic of Kush in Liberia and whether it's a failure of the home or the state. Let's get you to that.
Okay, so thank you anyway for affording me the opportunity to give my perspective on how I view the situation in Liberia. Basically, the issue of kush, which is one of the narcotic substances that is our brothers are abusing in this country. It has been over time that most of our brothers and sisters, they feel like it is wholeheartedly, shift to their parents. And for me, in my opinion, I believe that parents should not be blamed when it comes to the issue of, addiction, most especially the taking of drug in our country, because our government, there are a lot of responsibility that our government is supposed to undertake, most when it comes to the issue of looking at the welfare of our citizens, more especially young people today that are mostly affected when it comes to addiction in our country. So basically, if we are to look at the social corporate responsibility of parents, of the government, that has to do with how they should undertake initiative that will help broaden the minds of our young people. You will notice that there will be a lot of young people shifting from addiction and will be refound in society today that people can still look up to and they can be a better person for their nations. But the only today they are going into drugs addiction because of the kind of a poor parental care. We agree that parents sometimes play a role, but in a nutshell, we have most of the government, officials who are mostly involved into the breaking in of drug in our nations, which of course government should have a strong regulations as relates to putting in measures when it comes to their borderlines and that of looking at welfare when it comes to their workers, be able to take care of people responsible. Our economic crisis, most of our security are underpaid. That's one of the major factors that leads to, I mean, drug being brought into our country, because our security sectors, most of those who work there, most especially it has to do with the borderline security sectors. Most of the guys then they are being underpaid, so it's easier to get in compromise, more especially when it comes to allowing the narcotic substances coming into our country. And this is only because our government officials or people who work at a higher authority, they are not seeking the welfare of the common people. Because if I am to look at seeking the welfare of my common people who are down there, trust me, we will ensure that people who work for the common goods of the young people, they will ensure that those people are well paid so that they cannot be compromised easily. But the only reason why people are compromised because they have more they have economic challenges that they face as relates to taking care of the welfare of their homes. So at the end result, you will notice that most of the guys they will go there and compromise most of the scope of operation simply because they want to get their home fed. And in feeding your home, you may not be able to handle everything in your home. So at the end result, you will notice that people who are unable to adequately take care of their home affairs, they will end up doing things that will result to another thing that will harm our nations tomorrow, because we believe that the burden of our nations tomorrow will rest solely on the shoulder of we who are putting our time to go to school and get a bit of education. So most of the guys who go out there and they get themselves, I mean, or straight, get wayward at the end of the day, most of the guys will come back and become a burden to our society tomorrow that we are anticipating to strengthen. So these are issues that we should be looking at. So for me, if you are to look at where I place my argument, I believe that solely the responsibility lies on the head of the government who has failed to undertake his responsibility as relates to taking care of the necessary things that are supposed to be done to get the nations being strengthened. Instead of parents who don't have the hand, then you expect the man to take care of a child and do everything, or the old man who don't have the hands to take care of her child. So if you say the burden is resting on that person who don't have even the money to send their child to school, or neither the necessary things that are supposed to provide. People don't even have shelter in this country better. I tell you for free, my young brother. People lack shelter before you will talk about even them sending their children to good school. Most of our brother only go out of school. By the time they graduate from high school, they find no pleasure in furthering their education because their parents can no longer afford. Take, for instance, the University of Liberia, which John Weah just came in power and made a tuition-free policy. Now, people go to the University of Liberia, people will write entrance, and at the end result, they will be asked to pay certain amount before they can be admitted to the University of Liberia. So this has been an issue because everywhere have been compromised. So we'll notice our brother will left with no choice but to feel like we got to go out there and associate with our friends. And most of the friends that they associate with, these are people who, when they go around, they may have habit. And at the end of the day, the only way I feel pleased of associating with that man is to ensure that what the man is doing, I do it. This is the
All right.
reason why.
All right, Abdullah. Just close quickly.
Okay,
All right. Thank you, Abdullah,
let me
for
let
your
me close,
point.
let me close quickly.
All right.
What happens is that, let me close quickly, right?
Yeah.
Just a
Close
minute.
on it. Yes.
So
Just
most often, yeah, let me get closer. So
all
most
right.
often we'll notice that there's association of the brothers and sisters who go out there and looking for people that will accept them in society will result to most of them being going astray. So these are issues that we have faced. Instead of placing burden on parents, I believe that it should be solely resting on the government.
All right. Thank you. You listen to Abdullah, guys. If you are just joining us again, please keep using the comment section to send in your comments. Ask those questions that you want to ask. We want to bring in Hawa quickly. Hawa, what's your opinion on the topic tonight? Is school crisis the failure of the home or the state? Let's get your opinion on this topic. Hawa is a student of criminal justice. You can just correct me if I'm wrong. So let's get your opinion this evening.
She's
Sorry,
muted.
we can hear you, Hawa. We can hear you.
Sorry. I say it's a pleasure to be on here again today to share my little piece of knowledge about what I've learned. So I feel there's a state problem. It's not about the whom is from the state, because our state should be the one protecting citizens. But the fact that Liberia as a country is not able to protect its citizens, now we are facing kush crisis or drug crisis within our nation. It's a very big problem at this point. So the one of the reasons for which we have kush problem as one of the toughest problem, or one of the it's on a high rise right now, is due to porous borders control. Liberia borders are weak. We don't have a lot of law enforcement officers presence felt at the necessary checkpoints. Secondly, we lack of logistics for these people to operate at these various borders point, or whatever thing or materials to carry on job that needed to be done. And then one would be the reduction of uh, uh, um one thing will be we focusing on rehabilitation, because Liberia as a country, we doesn't have much rehabilitation centers. Most of the times we tend to criminalize these guys. We tend to criminalize their cases because most of our brothers and sisters who are involved into habits, we tend to call them criminal. Instead of us focusing on rehabilitation, because they will tell you that the first level of drug treatment is detoxification. If the person has been detoxed, the next thing you should be focusing on is therapy. And therapy has to be done at any one of these rehabilitation centers. If we have better rehabilitation centers, I feel like there will be some level of reduction in drugs rates within Liberia. There will be some level of reduction, because if you have rehabilitation centers, you take a lot of these guys who are involved into habits, you take them at these rehabilitation centers in their ongoing treatment. They have things to be doing, like, because we have a lot of traits. Some of these guys are talented. Some of our brothers and sisters, some of them are high school dropouts. Some of them are very eloquent. The last time I checked, we went in the field to conduct a field study, and then we're able to interact with some of these guys. Some of them are from good homes, and most of them, they didn't wake up one early morning to just get involved in these things. There are a lot of factors that have led to some of them being in the street today, and we call them sogos, sogas, and other and drugs abusers, and all of that. So one of these things will be peer pressure. A guy told us a story that he was in high school, he went to school, he had this his friend that never used to sit in class. Every time this guy doing color day, the guy would carry something, you will see the guy active and dancing. So he tried to get along with the guy. But brother, what happened? You always active, and So a friend told him that, oh, I guess I'm gonna think that I can tell that why can baby to be active all of the time. You want to me, you can join me. So he said one day he's out to take it in, and he made a habit. Every time he used to follow the guy, at any point in time, he started dropping out of classes. He started missing classes. He never used to go to class again. So now he and a friend got involved, and there's some level of regret that some of his friends that they all were in the same school, some of them are far ahead of him. When you see them, can be calling them bitches. He's unable to leave the habit because he lost his mother, he lost his both parents during Ebola crisis, and as a result, he doesn't have anyone to help him to fight addiction. So, in my own thing here is once the government provide good or a lot of good rehabilitation centers within Monrovia, Liberia, I feel like there will be some limitation, because some of these guys, if you really talk to them, some of them will tell you that I was out of rehab center, but we're not getting food to eat. We're there in the place the people were not keeping us. There were no cook here. So I feel like it's a burden that is within that lies within the state, and it's something that should be placed upon the state that they should be fighting at this point. Secondly, we'll be talking about trauma. One
All
guy
right.
told us that
No,
one
go
of the
ahead.
guys one of the guys told us that he got involved into drugs abuse because drugs taking in drugs due to trauma. He said he lost his both parents and life begins tough for him. Family members came around and they all promised him that they were going to help him. They were going to help him to take care of his school fees and everything. But after his father and mother got buried, at the end of the day, no one could show up for him. We went in the ghetto at some point in time. When you go in the ghetto, it was where he used to feel love. but out there don't want to show off for him. So he decided to stay within the ghetto because he feel loved within the ghetto. So I feel like this drug business is a crisis or something that is lying down or lying upon the state's shoulder, something that the state should be fortunate upon rather than homes. Because there are times some of these kids are from good homes, but they will escape and go out there. Because we don't have like we talk about logistic support. We don't have what it takes to fight drugs as a country. We don't have what it takes. Even if your parent can put you infants on another judgment day, this child will leave the house and they will go to school. They might meet friends who are involved into habits and they will initiate them. So this problem is the state's problem.
The
Thank you.
problem is the state problem and not the home problem. That was Hawa. So, John Donto, you have been listening and you are serving as my co host today. What's your opinion? You have listened to our guests. Both of them said that they want to blame the state more than the home. Let's get to you on this topic. What's your opinion on this question?
Yeah, thank you once again for those who are just joining. Um, I just want to extend a greeting to a friend brother, Abdullah Kane. We once used to be in Zion together. I was a second year student before coming here. So we have been into the trenches before. Abdullah, welcome, 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 and welcome. How are? I'm Anthony John Donto Jr. If you are just joining once again, so just to do a overall of all of these conversations that were made, before diving to firstly, let's speak on the issues of uh, a child getting into addictions. That situation cannot be solely on the government because the role of the home is parent or aid parenting care is to firstly provide defense. If you have your child or if you are bringing up your child, no matter the circumstances that is within the country or whatsoever, we all knows if a child is small, I know on the overall on a percentage rate that some people doesn't have these advantages that which led them to taking kush or other narcotic drugs. But on the overall, let's speak on the basis of the parent. I personally know people or a parent out there who are just busy making money too. We all know that the country is high. We all know that there are challenges within Liberia, within the world, Sierra Leone, Guinea, or other stuff. But if you put it on the ratios of 100, you see, I'll give you 70% uh, of a careless parent who openly people's children uh, afraid of this
Hello?
narcotic. Are you getting me?
Yes, go ahead, John. We can hear you. Can you hear John
Yeah.
Abdullah?
I'm not hearing him.
Okay, John, please speak up a little bit. Abdullah can hear you.
Okay, as I was saying, are you getting me now? Are
You
you
good?
getting
You good?
me?
Yeah, you good.
For me, I'm hearing you.
Yeah. So the parenting aspect.
I don't
No
know from my
matter the
side, but I'm not getting
circumstances,
him at all.
then maybe you can rejoin
Abdullah,
while we are proceeding.
yeah, just check your
Try to
gadget or you
listen.
rejoin or you just drop and jump because we can hear him very well. Very clear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Let me try to do that.
You can go ahead,
So
John.
I think parents out there to it should not be on the government. Like the government is responsible to provide security. The government is responsible to do this. The government is responsible to do that. You are neon over your child to tell them where you are from or where you are going, where you should be going. So I think every parent out there have to set a rules and regulations that they will be able to monitor their child or children strongly, that they will know the in out about their child or children. So we talk about the disciplined and the guardians. which is matters. We talk about the emotion, which is many child or children out there. Some of them, they are being exposed to these things because of they don't find peace at home. They forget about there's no money or there's no whatsoever within our home. But we have some parents out there who have all of this money, but there is no peace at home. The child or children cannot sit in at home, to enjoy the comfort. So at the end of the day, they will have to go somewhere, some places that they think they can find happiness, and that leads to them meeting the wrong people on the other side. So I think, no matter what the circumstances is like, we should provide peace and security into our various homes to at least give the comfort to our children so that they can be able to be on our watch and we can be easily uh, uh, keeping eyes on them. So
John, sorry, you are breaking in now. We cannot hear you. Are you still with us?
yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Are
All
you
right,
getting me now?
just wrap up quickly.
Okay. Just to wrap up. Let's put this a on the basis of skills. The home take 50%, while the government take 50%, because the responsibility of the government is solely to protect the borders, to protect every means that a citizen will not be prey to narcotic drugs. So I'll come back later. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thanks for your analysis. John is saying that he will go with 50% for home, and he also go with 50% for parents. In essence, he's saying that the both sides should be blamed equally. It's not only the parent or the country or the government should be blamed for a child getting addicted to drugs. Yes, again, if you are joining us, we see a lot of people following now. We will get to you guys so that you can make your own input on our show this evening. Alaska Pay, thanks for joining us. And let me just come back a little bit, guys. It's been a fascinating discussion so far. But like I said, tonight is based on opinion, and I may not agree with what John Donstone said. I may not agree with Abdullah. I may not agree with of Hawa. But again, I mean, I'm the host on the show, so I just got to cut my own cake. Everybody finna give me their own point. So let me just cut my own cake right here. Now, Abdullah spoke about the fees. He spoke about acceptance. He spoke about something related to fees for parents. Even the country is hard. Parents need to pay school fees. They have to go out there, work and think. What the government is not doing much, and it's entirely blame on the government, 100%. How I blame the government 100%. John don't too. Say 50-50. All right, let me just cut my own cake here. For me, I want to go 50-50 route. The government as well as the parents. I believe that uh, the government play a fundamental role, or some way somehow the government should be blamed, as well as the parent. I believe too the parents should be blamed at a certain level. Now let me start with the parent. Uh, when a child is small, there's a full control over that child. The parents have full control over that child. You are there to discipline the child. You are there to tell the child, you know what, don't do this, don't do this. And most of the time, you will find out that there are key factors that contribute to our, a lot of children getting astray and getting addicted to drugs. Jonathan spoke of a very important one: peace at home. Nowadays, you find parents don't even, sit the children down and, want to ask them questions about how it was your day. Sometimes children go through some of these mental disturbance, and all of these things, they get disturbed. All of these things affect them mentally, and they might want to, just get to do something that will ease them out of that thing that they are thinking of. Nowadays, parents don't want to discipline children. Okay, they don't want to discipline children. You will find out in the home that the parent is there, the child is there, and the child is taking, or how they call it, they say, you're getting man small. I've seen parents that say, oh, leave the boy, let the boy drink small stuff. All of these things, these are things that Parents do. These are things parents do that you will say that they are contributing. I will give them 50%. That's it, they get problem. They got problem. They should put hard hands on children, and it's not in any way like you know what, I'm a child or did that, they did that. There's not any way like that. It's something that they should be key and straightforward with kids. I mean, at a younger age, you tend to learn more. You tend to learn more things. You want to explore more things than when you are older. That's the time parents need to be so hard on the kids and make sure that they grow up in a way that when they are old, they won't disease. I also want to give 50% to the government equally. That government is partially responsible for the consistencies of drugs among young people. We know drugs it's a kind of a crisis that is very hard to get away with in every society. But again, there are societies that are putting in more effort, that are pushing forward. You talk about rehabilitation. How I spoke of rehabilitation, a very good one. We don't have much of those centers in Liberia. Our borders, again, we have said it all on the show. Our borders, we some of our security are compromised because the first thing, the men are getting much money. The salary is not enough. The man need to take care of his home. Okay, so you will find out that those drugs dealers, those drugs traffickers, they just give them something small and then they slip the drugs into the country. They slip the drugs into the country. Now the parents too, your child is your child, but then the parents too, when a child gets into those substances, they push them away. You know what? You're not part, you go on the street, you already Zogo. That's how we call them in our Liberian society. You are already Zogo. So we abandon them, we tell them to go, they feel left out of the society and they don't want to listen to anyone anymore. They just want to do things that is not right. So both way, I would want to say that I want to give the parent 50% that they should also be blamed, partially, and the state as well as the government as well for not providing those facilities, or for providing limited facility. We cannot say not providing it because the government has invested a lot into rehabilitation as well as those work beds too as well for those youth at risk youth. So we won't say that they are not providing it at all, but then they should be providing it in a very huge quantity that will accommodate a lot of people. But we have people that are watching. But before we go to the audience, we want to do it like this. You are listening to the full. Everybody have given our opinion on the topic. We want to take a round of questions. You are listening to me. You are listening to John, Hawa. You are listening to Hawa. You are listening to Abdullah. So I will start it the same way. Abdullah, do you have question for anyone on the set? You have listened to everyone, and I was just saying 50-50. John said 50-50. Hawa and Abdullah, our two guests, imagine the guests say, the two guests went on one side. So it's a very good thing tonight. So let's get to your question. If you
Yeah.
have,
So
yeah,
now I got a question.
mhm.
My question is this. If you guys are shifting the blame 50-50, let's do our analysis. All right. Our country is a country that have almost 20 some more resources. And if we are to keenly look at our laws that protect the children in Liberia, right? The act that established children's rights and so on. So all of these laws bow down to government, placing government in a situation wherein you will have full responsibility to take on both your children and that of the other citizens. Because when you are to look at chapter 3, I mean article 3, section 2 of our Children's Act, that tells you that the government, I mean, have the full responsibility to take care, the government rights to take care of the children, most especially when it comes to the issue of progress. That should be subject to the maximum use of available resources to take care of her children. So if a particular child that lives in Liberia agreeing to the fact that parent you will say, oh, the child spend more time that with their parents. We agree for that, right? Partially. But then now here's the issue. When you look at the social differential association, it tells you that the children spend most of their time with friends in the community because, mind you, when you are much smaller, you don't have the time to play with your mind because the play you are playing at that time, your parents are no more playing at that level. More about your child who plays. Most of the things you do, you spend most of your time with your friends in the community and most of it with your peers. There's a reason why when my colleague Hawa spoke of peer pressure, is one of the key factors that lead to children, being going astray today, because you spend most of your time with your peers, be it in school, be it in your community, wherever environment you may find yourself. The child will spend most of their time with their peers than their parents. You wanna go home, most of your time when you have given a chance, you gotta go home, take bath and lay down rest if you got your note. Parents will only tell you, say, man, you gotta tell your note and read and so on. But now here is the issue. All of these laws we are talking about, it lays solidly responsibility on the parent, on the government to take care of the child, the children and that of their parents, giving them their responsibility. If you say we want to put some of the responsibility on on parents, don't you think in your mind a government is to undertake whole social corporate responsibility? That is what I just stated. Available resources in our relations be maximally used to provide goods and services, most that has to do with education and you name the rest, shelter and so on, for the parents and that of the kids. In your mind, if government is able to undertake that responsibility, do you really think that children will be able to go on straight? Most when we are looking at the average, because we are not saying other countries don't have children who are gone wayward. But the issue here is on the average, you will have lesser people being going into drugs addiction than we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
this number now we have. So that's the
Abdullah, can
question.
you
If
state your question again? Just in one sentence, can you state your question? Because it was more like you were
my
stating the
question
question.
is, if government
Yeah.
is able to undertake a responsibility, do we think we will have more of our young brothers and sisters going into drug addiction as government is fueling today? If we are shifting the blame 50-50,
Okay.
Okay, John Donto,
All
can you
right.
come in shortly? Can you come in shortly, John Donto?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know if Adula is getting me right now. When I'm saying
I'm
50-50,
getting you now, my brother.
we are looking, yeah,
Mhm.
we are looking at the vulnerability aspect. You and I know when we were in Zion together, huh? You know how at our age at that time in a university, you know how my dad used to checkmate us to sit down and study, right? You know that very well. So we understand there are laws for this thing, right? So we are already in a society that we are fighting uncontrolled in Africa. So why will a parent who wants the best for their child or children to leave it vulnerable because you say they are love for these things? So you set your child as a prey to this thing because you feel like somebody is supposed to take care of you and your child or children. So
So
I
can I
think
can
it's
I
a 50-50
can I
because
come
the
in?
parent at the infant stage, at the
Yeah, just hold
infant
on,
stage,
Hawa.
the parent supposed to stay there and at the infant stage, the parents are supposed to stay there to guide their parent to shape that person into what he or she wants the person to become. Thank you.
All right, all right. Let's bring you Hawa. Hawa, go ahead. You wanted to say something.
Yeah. So what he's saying. So there's no specific age for someone to go astray, and there are a lot of factors that can lead to people going astray or getting involved into drugs. We talk about poverty. We talk about trauma. So as a young person, some people doesn't have that what it takes that a strong mind to rather withhold or withstand certain situations. I've interacted with people in the ghetto. That's why I'll always put the blame on the government. Someone said, I'm a high school graduate. I graduated from high school, but I don't have anything doing at this moment. I don't have anything doing. So, what becomes of this person? I was not doing anything everywhere I go to ask for something to be doing because I don't have mother and father. A 25-year-old guy. I don't have mother and father. I lost my both parents during the Ebola crisis. I don't have mother and father. I have tried looking for a way, opportunity that I will be able to go back to school and look for something to be doing to help myself. But no one wants to help me. No one is accepting me in. When my family were ill, there were a lot of family members that came around and told me that oh they were going to help. But after my parents lost their life, no one is coming around to help me. I've tried asking around, but there's no way. The only place I felt love was in the ghetto. So would that one be placed upon the parent's shoulder? That person going astray. But will it be placed upon the person of burden that will be placed upon the person's shoulder that the parents did not take good care of that child?
Okay, thank you so kindly, Awari. I don't know if you guys are getting me. Are you getting me?
I'm getting you.
Yeah, I'm getting you now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very clear,
You know,
John. Go ahead.
when we are talking about trauma, we should not attach trauma with emotions. You understand it? We should not we should not attract attach trauma with emotions. At that stage, why did I share the percentage? The will were the will were given to that particular person. So even if in your side mind or a person out there like me now, I lost my parent and I unfortunately only the ghetto can accept me and some other stuff. Over there, let's take emotions from within. We'll come back to the government, right? There should be in Africa now, which I think it is within Uganda right now. There are places set for these people that they are being accepted to the society. But in the worst scenario, we don't have it in Liberia. So will that leave you now that you don't have any other means to be productive, to go somewhere, ask for a professional internship, go somewhere, ask for trade to learn trade. You know they gather you from place in?
But this individual said he had been trying all along, but things have not been working out for him. Life had not been favoring him. So there was some point in time to
Okay.
escape the reality of life. He started using
Uh,
he started using cooks and cocaine. He said he would take one
okay.
per day to escape the reality of
Mm,
life, and he would sleep a lot. Because when you're sleeping,
mm,
you will not think about any problem or anything. You feel like everything is gone until you wake up and then you come
okay.
back to face the reality. So he was using that to
All right.
escape the reality of life until he found himself
All
in the
right.
ghetto, and he was being accepted in the ghetto, and he felt love. So he stayed there.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Well, let me just hit right there quick few minutes, please, right? You know, in Liberia precisely my own experience. What lead more people to this stuff is because of we all want to make it so quick. We all want to be attractive. We all want to link with these people who within our current time they will call big boy. But if that particular person, I will tell you, will put aside all of his proud wanting to make it in life too soon and go somewhere and not ask for money at that particular stage, but to ask for a place to do an professional internship. Life will never say no to you like that. But at the other stage of our life, we don't have backing, we don't have anything. There's nowhere you will go to ask for a professional internship or to be there and to be learning something that you will not eat a day, that you will not get or $5 or $10 in your pockets a day. So the means are there, but people are escaping these means and wanting to just go somewhere to be free. So I think we should understand this thing too and forget about the parent. And like you
My
don't have a
brother,
parent,
All
you
right,
have a
the
all
way
right,
you
parent.
all
see
right.
it, it's hard
How
to find internship. Even internship in Liberia is by connection. Let me just say
It's
this to
very,
you.
it's very
No,
clear.
Even volunteerism. So even
internship cannot be
volunteer is
international.
by connection, my
So
brother.
if the
So don't see
government,
it that way.
all right,
Even
guys.
myself,
Hawaii,
sometimes I get stressed.
if the government have if the government on its own was able to provide internship programs sufficiently for its citizens around, trust me, there will be nobody going together because you feel like your friends are making effort. Government is providing the revenue is there, so there will be no need. Wherever you go, you'll be rejected in the ghetto, and government is putting border lines into control. Brother, internship program comes, people will go there. There are a lot of young people today riding motorbike. They are yearning for internship program.
All right, Abdullah. Abdullah, I want to hold you there. John Donto, I also want to hold you there. Thank you, guys. Like I said, this show is gonna be great. Like everything here is based on our own opinion, and that's the reason why you will find us. We want to ask these questions. Across so that everyone can have the chance to defend their own point and come up with their own saying. But also, I want to respond to my brother because I also said 50-50, 50-50. So if I got your question right, you said that you mentioned something about the children right, something about the government supposed to protect children as well as the parents. I don't know if that was what you quoted. uh
Yeah,
Now, right, am I right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. Your question, if I got your question right, you are saying that if government, does everything 100%, do you think that children will go wayward or get addicted to drugs? Was that your question?
Yeah, that's all. That's exactly my question.
That was exactly your question. If that was your question, then I will respond to this question by saying that when it comes to children, I don't think that the government can do everything 100%. That's the first fundamental thing I want to establish. Okay, because you find out that the children is not staying with government. In reality, where the children is staying in the parents home. They are not staying with government. Most of our children, because we don't want to take a case wherein you have a lot of children on the street, which of course is not the children that are staying with parents in Liberia are more, even more, far way more than those people that are already on the street. So let's take a case, a very positive case that these children are with their parents. So the government will just do their own portion. Like we talk about rehabilitation, the government will want to invest into rehabilitation. The government will is a duty, to protect the borders. So they will do that, but the government will not be the one to tell your child, say, you know what, come home by 6 o'clock. The government will, hello. Yeah, the government will not be the one to tell your child, say, you know what, come home by 6 o'clock. If you don't come home by 6 o'clock, I will discipline you. Although the security are there, okay, so the government cannot do 100% when it comes to children and how they get addicted to drugs. The parents too have their own role to play. Yeah, you want to say something, you can come in, but that's what I think. Mm-hmm. 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 So, Abdullah, is there any law in Liberia that states that at 10 o'clock a child should be home with their parents? If not, the parent will be held accountable for that. No, no, no. Abdullah, it's a straightforward
Adula,
question.
Adula,
It's a straightforward.
okay.
Okay, there is a law. All right, let's hold you
All
there,
right.
Atula. Thank you so much. Thank you. John will come to you, please. Let's give the chance to Hawa. Hawa, do you have a question for us on the set? Anybody across? Do you have a question for us?
So I was asking, right, because you guys made emphasis of okay, let me just go straight into my question. So I was asking, since you guys are saying is like the state you giving a 50-50 to both the state and the parents. So I was saying that there's no specific age for a person to go astray. Let me lay the basis first. There's no specific age for a person to go astray. We have poverty rates that is high in the country. There's high unemployment. We have trauma. These are things that lead to people getting involved into habits. So my own question here is, if you think that there were job opportunities within this country, you think that there will be a lot of people going astray?
So John, you want to come in? Do you think if the opportunity were afforded for young people I mean, a sufficient opportunity afforded for young people, do you think the issue of drugs will be a national disaster today, or it will be on a high rise?
Okay. As a Anthony and a certificate in project management, we don't look at the beautiful things that are written or something of such. They look for the gap in what you are just saying, right? We cannot be looking for a remedy and be assuming. We are speaking to the current reality that is happening. What is happening and how can we stop this? In project management, I think is what we are supposed to be looking at, right? In the worst case scenario, this is not happening, right? This is not happening in Africa right now. These laws are supposed to be implemented, but they are not happening now. So how can we find a solution or remedy to these things? That's why I keep sharing the responsibilities of burdens. You can't take
Yeah,
everything and say,
John, sorry to cut you off, but my brother, she's asking the question if there are if a lot of opportunities are afforded to young people, will the issue of drugs or persist? Will young people just want to on the street taking these drugs? That's the question she's asking.
all right, I was just coming to that. But if even in Liberia now, if you can make the whole country, everybody to be working and everybody taking pay. But I just tell you from the onset of my discussions, the lack of control in homes. Parents don't communicate with their children that this infant. So most people now will sleep. Even if they are making money, even giving free access to go get drugs to take. So the parents should be training the child, telling the child what to do, what is good for them, why the government too are playing this role to provide jobs as you claiming that are supposed to be happening. So I think even if the government provide all the job in the country, say if the real issue is not being faced from home too, people will still enter into narcotic drugs. Thank you.
Thank you, John. I also want to give a little answer to that. She talked about opportunity. If the opportunity, Hawa is not with us. I think she dropped, but I think she's still following. Hawa, you can join if you are still following us. She talked about opportunity. If much opportunity is a full there, with the issue of drugs among young people, especially the push that we have made mention of, will it still persist among young people? First and foremost, I want to say that. Opportunity is something that is very good. Let us establish that in every given country. But let's even take for a developed country. I want to establish that by answer. I want to answer this question by establishing this. There are developed countries that has a lot of opportunity as compared to countries like Liberia and other African countries around the world. Yet then still people are still addicted to drugs. There are factors that play when it comes to these things. The factor you talk about peer pressure.
Mhm.
Peer pressure is a very key factor that play. You talk about not being loved at home, abandonment. All of these things are factor. So even if the opportunity are available,
There are people with their own in their willingness. They will say, you know what, I want to take drugs. They will be willing to take drugs. So the
Obviously.
opportunity is not, yeah. Obviously, they will be willing to take drugs. Hour. So I don't know if you got my answer on this, but even those opportunities, if they are available and they are abundant for everyone, or like those Western world that you see today, there are people that will still be addicted to drugs because of other factors that contribute to that. So that was
Yeah.
Jonathan. Mm,
Like let's say out of 100%, there are about let's say 60% of young people that are in the street today who are they are in a ghetto. I have been in a ghetto. I've had interaction with these guys, and bulk of them will tell you the reason why they are in the street. They'll tell you that lack of opportunities. So you telling me about even if parents, you talk about peace at home. Even if my parents not giving me peace, me not yet. If I got parents, if I got problem with my parents at home, I will stay at this house. I will go to my friends. They are closest friends I have that I will talk to, and then I will feel good. I will listen to music, and sometimes I reflect, and then I will feel better. That's how I find my own way. That's my own way of healing and getting away with things. So the thing here is, why even if there is peace or there is not at my house and I getting joy there, it doesn't necessarily or literally means that I should go in the street to go get involved with drugs. So that one that you guys are saying, I feel like it's hard because you talk about parents, even parents not giving the children to do, even if the parents are not giving their children good care. Even if you are, there are a lot of times, most of these guys that are in the ghetto, they are from good homes. Some of them parents, some of these guys' parents are abroad. Some of them, their parents are present. They are here. They are government officials. They are former government officials. They are here. Some of them they got involved into the street not because they not get people to take care of them. The other guy made it clear to us. He said, "My father used to beat me to go to school. I would go to the ghetto. My dad used to go with me to the ghetto and beat me. When my dad would fight like man to man for me to leave the ghetto. That my own highness lead me to where I'm at today. I used to get the highest amount of research. I used to eat on time. We had security at our house. That my dad used to say, we shouldn't leave the fence. But when I go to school, I still used to have time to feed myself with my bunny. I my bunny still used to say our team before going home. So even if your parents are at home, you still get time to leave the house to go to school. You go to school, you interact with different people. So that's the thing.
Okay,
So
Hawa,
not
please.
all right, Hawa. All right, John, I beg you, 1 minute. Just go ahead and respond in 1 minute. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Hawa. Hypothetically, I was just breaking our scenarios down to the least at home. But I think you just answer yourself when you were elaborating. Like a government official who has access to the government now, providing all of these means for a child indirectly or standing as the government. If that person can still take jobs, what if you give everybody in the country opportunity? Will they not take jobs?
so
All right, John, you want to answer
you
the
people
question,
were
you don't want
saying,
to ask
you
question.
people were
Really, I want
saying
to
it's
finish
a
small.
50-50
So
thing.
I'm
You people
gonna get
said
Yeah,
it's a
back to you.
50-50 thing, and
how we beg you.
the parents should put border around the child and do that one, do that one. That's what I'm
So, so,
saying.
so, how we got
You
your
are
question
talking
right?
about the high increase. We are talking
We
about
got
the high increase of jobs.
we
We are
we
talking
got
about
your
the high
All right,
question.
you are
increase.
right.
If we
Another
have
point I
lot
wanted
of
them to.
job opportunity available in this country, if there's availability of jobs or opportunities for young people, there are bulk of young people that are in the street today that will tell you that due to a lot of opportunity and are here because I get it one and people that or the other one and I get it. Only a few of them will tell you that oh they are, oh my people did this, my people do that. We are talking about the high increase.
So
Most
how
of
can
these
we see
guys that
that
are
as
in the
a gap?
ghetto, most of them are high school, are just from high school. Most
Let me
of them.
see. Rennie, one of the factors are really,
I'm not
you
getting you
guys are
guys. I
talking
don't
about,
get it.
that really draw to my attention just now is it has to do with abandoned buildings. When you look at Liberia right now, because of the Liberian Civil War of 1980, it brought a lot of abandoned buildings to this country. There were buildings that were destroyed, and today they are not being renovated, and they are not being reconstructed or remediated into society. It is because of that we see today most of the drug addicts, they are on the increase because most of the buildings are being abandoned. And you know, one thing that can really cause uh, crime rate to increase in a particular environment or in a society is as a result of abandoned building being, erected in countries. Because most of the people that go out there and take drugs, they must have a place to reside. Trust me, take it or leave it. Because most of our young people, when you take drugs, you need somewhere to relax until that drugs can leave your body, and you know that you're not relaxing in your parents' house with that type of situation you find yourself with. So, as a result of government failure to renovate those buildings or remediate them, people will always take drug until government can find a solution to re-erecting those buildings, destroy them, and bring people there, make use of them. When people have nowhere to sit, there will be no means of taking drug, because when you take the drug, you must relax, let it be able to circulate over the body so you can get the actual pleasure you want to reach.
All right, my brother. Thank you on that. Thank you for that. So let me also respond to Hawa. Hawa, you see the issue of you going in the ghetto and speaking to these people. There is one thing that we must be cognizant about or take into consideration. You see, bias. People get to be biased in a way that they want their situation. They want to create a situation that will fit the reason why they are into a particular situation, or want to create a story that will
All right.
fit. So some people will want you. You have to be careful when it comes to bias in that situation. And now you spoke about, for me, this thing when I'm something I can go and listen to music. Music might work for you, but it's not the same for every other person. For every other person. And one thing we should pay more attention to is that in our country, not even in our country, in the world today, not everyone is able to handle the issue of mental illness.
Yeah.
Okay, there are people that go astray when these people are disturbed, when they are traumatized. They go astray, they do things, that even lead to people going on the street. But some people want to be biased, they don't want to open up to you. I've watched a lot of clips online, because for me, I've been on Liberia for 5 years, but I've been following. Even when I was in Liberia, I also visited some of these ghettos, but I've been following these things. And all of these things are playing. These are factors, and these are things that we should consider whenever we are carrying on these research. Because you might be carried away by somebody's story and telling you, "Oh, what my mom did it," but there are more to it that this person have to open up and tell you. So we also need to take note of that. I want to go to John Donto. John Donto, do you have a question this evening as we are drawing closer to the end of this show?
Um, my question is not let me just say it's not a question, but maybe just a comment to buttress my two comrades who took upon them time to to appear on this podcast. I think on the overall discipline, discipline is the key component of keeping a person from narcotic drugs. It should not be in any circumstances that you find yourself that the government is not offering me this, my parents is not offering me this, then they will lead me to something that I've seen people who is into it, but they are not getting the positive result. So why will we keep going that route? So I'm urging each and every one of us out there. It's not necessarily a question. I must still come back for my closing statement, but we should use the will that God gave us positively. The government, the parent, whosoever, you have seen it. You are not the first person that is going into the drugs that you'll be the victim for people to use as deterrence. But you are seeing people that you should use as a deterrence. So I think we should be self-disciplined out there. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
John.
so can I come in?
Yeah, how quickly we want to go to the phone lines? Just come in quickly.
Okay. Okay, so what you were talking about, we have something you talk about people shouldn't use substance as a means of trying to say, oh, we got no opportunity, so I should take in drugs and my friends and I are benefiting. The thing here is what can lead to drugs addiction is this. Today, someone would say they used to use drugs as a means to escape reality. There are so many drugs out here. We got dopamine, we got the cooch, we got the cocaine, we got the tramadol. Someone will look at you and tell you, say, oh, whenever I'm stressed, I take this thing here so that I can be able to escape the reality of life and the stress for that day. And this is what will lead to drugs, so someone becoming an addict. And that is where this drugs or this thing become, you start to abuse this thing. And then it become a habit that will form within you. And then before you go low, you find yourself in the ghetto. That's how it work. It not just one day thing someone can just wake up and get in the street. It doesn't work that way. It's a gradual process. That's why you see they can start clean clothes, you go to the end, direct clothes, you go low, you see them picking,
They ain't
you go
dirty
low,
clothes.
you see them picking up papers, they picking irons with bag on their back.
All right, Howard, thank you. Let's hold you there. Studio, can you put out the number so that our audience that are following us can be a part of the show this evening? Can you put up the number so that these people can call and make their comments? If you are just joining us today, we are giving our opinion on whom and state who should be a blame when it comes to the issue of jobs in our country, Liberia. So it has been a great discussion. Like I told you from the beginning of the show, that this is going to be an opinion based discussion, and everyone's opinion is respected. And we have listened, you audience, we all have listened to our own opinion, and they are all good. And at the end of the day, it's just about Liberia. We all want to see the best from our country. And that's the reason we should keep talking and giving in our inputs to every discussion that concerns the peace, development, and sustainability of our country, Liberia. So the number to call is on the screen. If you are in Liberia, just use that number. If you are in Rwanda, but I mean, why about people are in China, people are in Asia? I'm not say Iran because like problem happening in Iran at the moment. So why about those people that are in other countries? How would they get to us? Anyway, you can still use the number on your screen, or whether through WhatsApp or through direct call to be a part of the show. So as we draw closer to the end of this show, still if you have a call, you can just come in or interrupt us. Then we can listen to our caller. Can you please put on few comments from the comment section? Let's try to look at what our people are saying from the comment section. Can you please put up a few comments? Let's recognize few people as we draw the curtains, as we are gradually drawing curtains down on this edition of Premier Talk. Can you put a few comments for us? From my end, I see Irene is following from Uganda. Is good. Thank you for following the platform from Uganda this tonight. And I also see Alaska Pay, one of us, is also following from Liberia. A lot of people are following. Can you please put us some comments so that we can read out some comments this evening? So while we wait for the studio to pull out some comments, okay, we already have a comment here. Wow, can you imagine? This one is so long, but then we'll take our time because we want to give everyone the opportunity to ask much people that we can accommodate. This one is from Alaska Pay. He said, thanks to the team for the subject on discussion. Now he continued by saying the Kush crisis in Liberia is not the failure. This is more of opinion for me. The Kush crisis in Liberia is not a failure of one single actor. It is a collective breakdown of responsibility across the home and the state. The government must answer the weak border control, poor law enforcement, and limited prevention system. Parents must reflect on the gap in guardians' discipline and emotional presence. Dealer must be fully accountable for exploiting vulnerable communities. And the president, which is Jose Yima Bwaka, as the head of state, carries ultimate leadership responsibility to coordinate or national response when both bed and rehab center increase, but youth addiction still rises. Symptoms not causing poverty, unemployment, broken families, structures, trauma, and weak institutions. The truth is unforgettable. The Kush crisis is a sheer failure of leadership at every level, and the demand is a shared or solution. My honest opinion. Thanks for giving your opinion on our show this evening. Alaska Page joining us from Liberia. Can we have another comment as we await calls and give our close down the show in few minutes? Can we have another comment here coming from our comment section? Alaska Page, thanks for joining us this evening. And we have this other one coming from
No, it's the same Alaska pay. You want to bring in another comment? Mm, okay, we have Patrice Jackson. She said watching from Accra. Thanks for joining us from Ghana. Let's have another one. Let's just have three more comments, and then we can go straihtly into our recommendation and closing. Okay, this one is from Irene joining us from Uganda. She said, "I like the song resourceful lyrics." All right, thank you for joining us this evening. Let's have two more. Let's go studio. Let's have two more, and then we can come back. Uh, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. All right. Okay. All right. Let's get back to our panelists in studio, our guests. Again, Abdullah, thank you for joining us. It was good having you here. And Hawa, thank you too for joining us. But we have said a lot. We have asked our own questions and come and you may agree or disagree with me. I may agree or disagree with you, but we are all making sense. We are all speaking facts and things that are relevant for society. But let's come to more of or solution aspect of this whole discussion. Let's come to recommendation. We have been talking about government, about parents. You want to give out your own recommendation, when it comes to this issue. So let's start with you, Abdullah. Before we take our parting comments, we want to take recommendation quickly. What's your recommendation to the government or parents this evening as we anticipate leaving you?
Okay, so basically, having understand all of the problems people face when it comes to drugs addiction. For me, um, having placed the burden on government, I would recommend the national government that to regulate the issue of drug prices, government should be able to make use of abandoned buildings. One, government should be able to enforce her border or patrol system. As two, government should also be able to make enough of logistics or be able to have logistics being placed in the hands of those who are at the border, ensuring that drugs not enter country. That's three. And government should as well be able to ensure the well-being of our border security. All of them should be well paid. And if anybody caught in compromising the issue of drug, should face the full weight without, having mercy. Let the person face the penalty. With all of these things being put in place, trust me, there will be serious, serious mitigation of drug crisis in Liberia. We are not saying that it won't be here because every developed society face similar issues, but it will be at the lowest level. That's what I recommend.
Thank you so much for your recommendation. We want to take Hawa. Hawa, can you come on board with your recommendation either to government or to the homes?
So, one of my recommendation would be LDEA officials working in close hands with law enforcement personnel because and community dwellers. Because if these people have close relationships, they will be able to report drugs related issues like when ghetto in the community. So will be able to call at least police people, and police people too will be able to work in line with the LDEA so that they can be able to get rid of that ghetto that is within that environment. Secondly, enforcing more because we have forward border control, that is putting more manpower at our border control, at our border point rather, more manpower at their border point. That's second thing. And thirdly, Liberia as a government, as a country, and the LDEA should be able to work in line with NGOs to be able to create more awareness program that is within schools and within communities, especially within school. Because you see, most of our brothers and sisters, they don't know what it takes to become an addict and what it takes to get involved into these things. So I feel like it's one thing that should be taken into key consideration, creating awareness. And second and fourth, my fourth recommendation would be creating rehabilitation centers for our brothers and sisters and more in education about drugs. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Howard. We want to take John Donto next.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so kindly. Before we attack these two people, the family, the government, let me first say this to every community dwellers. Let me say this to you and I. A person who is taking kush was once of that person who had a very big dream. So when they are being unfortunate now into that habit, let us not call them zogo, let us not call them names, let us not push them away. Let's first take them. We who know the implication of these things, let's start our door to door or a humane awareness, encouraging people before government start to come in, because the government eyes cannot be everywhere. And to the government, prevention is more cheaper than rehabilitation center. So if we can bring in more preventive methods, there are millions of dollars that we are spending in prevention for these centers. So let us establish clubs. Let us work with these relevant ministries to reach out to every means that we can use to spread these messages. I don't think we are going to spend more than 25 millions when we are into this awareness, more than if we are building a rehabilitation centers. Taking into consideration it's a continual process, feeding, maintenance, and other stuff. So we are going to spend more money in prevention than uh, rehabilitation centers. To the parent, I think we should be more focused on the people who we are looking for the survival for them to be more protected than bringing the food to a empty basket. Because take for an example, you just go and look for a water pot in a basket, go and look for a water pot in a basket, and that particular thing doesn't fruit you. How will you feel? So balance it. While you are out there looking for food, while you are out there looking for ends means for these people, provide guardians for them too. Thank you.
Thank you, John Donto. We have someone on the line. Just take this person quickly as I also come in with my own recommendation. Good evening, caller. Your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, let me say good news on my end, and good evening to our panelists, the host, and the two guest panelists on the show. So, my name is Benjamin, and I join you from Liberia, precisely the GSA role. So, I want to say thank you for the subject on this. This is a very educative topic that we are you of Liberia must take very serious. So, just to give a one or two opinion relating to this whole quote unquote Jewish crisis in Liberia. So I'm going to look at it from a different perspective. We can just blame the government without to holding the parents accountable or the state accountable. So let's look at this, right? So I'm going to go at least biblical because the Bible said, if you treat up a child in your way, when he or she grows up, he will not depart from it. So let's look at the state.
Chief,
So
you
the
have
state
you
was
have you have 30 seconds, please.
Okay. So we this is a whole collective effort relating to the state, the parents, the president as well. So I think all hands have to come and tell you see how best they can be on the first solution to this whole crisis. Because even in the developed world like America, where you have opportunities to end, but they are still abusing drugs in that country. Now look at Mexico. So there are lots of developed countries where you see this whole drugs is taking in. So what we can do is for all hands to come up on board so that we can be able to fight this whole quote unquote project. So thank you for your 40 minute time.
Thank you so much, Alaska Pay. Thank you for joining us from Liberia. It's good to have you two on the show. Quickly, thanks to everyone for their recommendations. I also too want to add one or two based on my own personal experience when it comes to the issue of drugs. Uh, for countries like Rwanda and other countries around the world, but I want to lay emphasis on Rwanda. They had this thing wherein even when I was there with international students, they would at a given point in time they will have the security coming into homes. They just come to knock your maybe Jonathan, you can speak to them or better than me. They just come to knock your door,
Yeah.
and then they start.
Even of recent, there are some
Yes.
Liberian going back now because the people doing that just text.
You see that? You see, they will come, they knock
Yeah,
your door.
They open your door, they start checking all in your house. You have to open the door. You open the door, the security enter, the gunman enter and start saying, you know what, we're checking your house for drugs. We're checking for this. If they don't find it, they say, okay, you know what, sorry for disturbing you, they leave. There's another thing again they do there, wherein they get a test. They always testing the guys then that are riding the bicycle
The
and
back.
the motorbike men in the car driver. They always texting them. They put this thing to their mouth to know whether they are intoxicated. And if and only if you are intoxicated, there are harsh punishment to that. There are a whole lot of different strategy government can come on board with. Those are just personal experience for me that I have. There are also many we have recommended many, and to the home. I beg your parents. I mean, you have to be a little bit or hard on the child a little bit. Make those rules straight. Love your child. Love your child. Again, let me emphasize, love your child, but then don't love them at the extent that you will watch them do something that is wrong and still want to back for them, or still want to say, you know what, just get up and go. You have to discipline them to the best of your ability, because know that that's your future, that's your investment, and you don't want to lose that child to the street, or you don't want to lose that child to drugs. So it was a very good show, and now we want to take our parting comments. Okay, we want to take our parting comments as we call this broadcast. We have to bring this broadcast to our end. Let's start with you, Abdullah. Let's get your parting comments this evening as we draw the show to an end. Abdullah, are you with us? Okay, we lost Abdullah. Let's get to you, Howard. Let's get your parting comments as we draw the curtains down.
So I want to say this: people,
Perfect, perfect. I want to understand. Let's go. Yeah.
So I beg you, yeah. Uh, Basically, I want to say thank you to all of you for most really the organizers for this show. This kind of a conversation is important. Podcast or such, if it is at all time, hosted, is important. Most way to bring back the minds of our young people, those that are going astray. Sometimes when you see their young brothers and sisters, coming on the kind of shows and giving their perspectives as relates to drugs crisis in our country, some of them alone, that alone, it will keep you guided, it will keep you in the confine of what society calls for, and you won't feel like going out of the way. So I think I want to appreciate each and every one of you for, making our presence felt. All of you that left your busy schedule to be here. Although I was a bit late, but I want to say sorry for that. And I hope to also be here another time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Definitely, whenever you will be here another time. Thank you so much for gracing our invitation, Abdullah. It was great having you on Premier Talk. So let's get to you, Howard.
yeah. So as I was saying, before I can give my parting comment, there's something else I want to say because this scholar just said something, and I would like to say this: addiction doesn't it doesn't start within one day. It's a gradual process that is something that people should take into key consideration and they should observe. Sometimes people fall prey to certain things without knowing because it's a gradual process. Everything we do in life. Today this person will start to take this thing. If they feel like they are taking this for a certain reason, before you go low, you see yourself in the ghetto. So it happens to some people all of a sudden. Sometimes it happens. Like today, you take this pill. Today, I will take this thing or dopamine. It's something that is used for operation, but it's a pill that will make you to sleep and rest. So I will take this pill today, and I feel like today is for me to rest and escape the reality of life. And then the next time, I will take this pill again because I feel like I want to escape the reality of life again. And that's how I start to abuse these drugs. Before I go look, I turn into an addict. And I go look, I start looking for something more stronger to take in than that dopamine to help me to escape the reality of life. So today's discussion is something that I really find interest
Okay.
in. And it was a very fascinating one. I want to say thank you to the team and thank you to all of our followers today. Thanks for bringing me on, and I hope to be back here to have more of these discussions again. Thank you once more.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you, and hope to bring you back again on one of our discussions. Thank you to everybody for following. John, I will come to you, but again, let me say thank you. And I mean, by the way, I'm already celebrating my birthday. Today is my birthday, so all of you guys now that are out there watching me, you're just start sending in your gift. Yeah, you're start sending in your birthday gift. So it was a great show from my end. I want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for following. And John, I want to leave it up to you with your parting comments quickly as we draw down the curtains. No, we can't hear you, John.
Sorry. I just want to say thank you once again. I always knew you are a great man because I know you are born in March. So happy birthday. May all of your secret prayer come to fulfillment. And I want to say thank you to the team. I'm always available and I'm always in time. So I look forward to more discussion of such. Thank you once again. And thank you to everyone out there who take upon their time to follow.
Thank you, John. Thank you. A great discussion this evening, guys. Until we see you again, you guys have a great time. Have a great time. Bye bye. I have to go and celebrate my birthday now.